Tonight we're diving into 10 mind-bending movies that challenge reality, question identity, and leave you thinking long after the credits roll. If you love intelligent, unsettling cinema, this list is for you. The Lobster. In this world, being single is illegal. If you don't find a romantic partner within 45 days, you're transformed into an animal of your choice. That's the bizarre setup of The Lobster. But beneath the absurd premise lies a sharp commentary on relationships and social pressure. The film is intentionally cold and emotionally distant. Characters speak in a flat and almost robotic tone, which makes the world feel even more unnatural. It asks uncomfortable questions. Do we fall in love because we truly connect, or because we're afraid of being alone? The humor is dry, awkward, and sometimes dark. It's strange, unsettling, and thought-provoking all at once. Definitely not a traditional romance, and that's exactly the point. Swiss Army Man. A man stranded on a deserted island is about to give up hope until a dead body washes ashore. Yes, that's where this story begins. Swiss Army Man is weird, funny, and surprisingly emotional. The stranded man forms an unlikely friendship with the corpse, which slowly begins to talk and interact in unexpected ways. Beneath the absurd humor is a story about loneliness, shame, and the desperate need for connection. The film embraces awkwardness and vulnerability in a way that feels strangely honest. It's ridiculous on the surface, but heartfelt at its core. You'll laugh, you'll feel uncomfortable, and by the end, you might even feel moved. Dogville. There are no walls, no real houses, just chalk outlines on the floor marking a small town. Dogville feels more like a stage play than a traditional movie. The story follows a woman who seeks refuge in a quiet town while hiding from danger. At first, the townspeople seem kind and welcoming, but as time passes, their true nature slowly reveals itself. The minimalist set forces you to focus entirely on the characters and their choices. It becomes a harsh examination of morality, power, and hypocrisy. The film is emotionally intense and deliberately uncomfortable. It strips away visual distractions so you can't escape what's happening. It's challenging, but unforgettable. Under the Skin. A mysterious woman drives through Scotland picking up lonely men, but her intentions are far from ordinary. Under the Skin is quiet, minimal, and deeply unsettling. Dialogue is sparse, and the story unfolds more through atmosphere than explanation. The film explores identity, humanity, and what it means to exist inside a body. There's a constant sense of alienation, like you're observing the world from an outsider's perspective. The pacing is slow, almost hypnotic. It doesn't offer easy answers. It invites interpretation. More of an experience than a straightforward narrative, this film lingers in your mind long after it ends. The Killing of a Sacred Deer. A respected surgeon forms a strange relationship with a teenage boy, and soon his perfect life begins to unravel. The killing of a sacred deer creates tension in the most unsettling way possible. Through calmness. The dialogue is intentionally stiff and unnatural, which makes every interaction feel off balance. As the story progresses, themes of guilt, punishment, and moral responsibility take center stage. There's a quiet but constant sense of dread. The film doesn't rely on jump scares, it builds psychological pressure instead. It feels almost like a modern Greek tragedy, cold, controlled, and deeply disturbing. Enter the Void. Set against the neon lights of Tokyo, Enter the Void takes you on a surreal journey through life, death, and consciousness. The film begins from a first-person perspective and gradually drifts into a dreamlike exploration of memory and existence. The camera movements are long and fluid, creating an almost out-of-body sensation. The narrative isn't linear. It flows like thoughts and memories blending together. Themes of reincarnation, regret, and human connection are woven throughout. Visually bold and emotionally intense, it feels less like watching a movie and more like experiencing a hallucination. It's not easy to watch, but it's impossible to forget. Anomalisa. Anomalisa may be animated, but it's far from a children's film. Using stop-motion animation, it tells a quiet, deeply human story about loneliness and emotional disconnection. The main character perceives everyone around him as having the same face and voice, a powerful metaphor for how isolated he feels. When he meets someone who seems different, it briefly sparks hope. The film focuses on small, intimate moments rather than big, dramatic events. It explores the difficulty of truly connecting with another person. Subtle, melancholic, and honest, it captures modern loneliness in a way that feels painfully real. Primer. Most time travel movies explain everything to you. Primer does the exact opposite. Two engineers accidentally discover a way to travel through time during a garage experiment, but instead of celebrating, things slowly spiral out of control. The dialogue is technical, realistic, and sometimes hard to follow, and that's intentional. The movie doesn't hold your hand. Timelines overlap, versions of characters multiply, and the story becomes increasingly complex. It feels less like a Hollywood sci-fi film and more like something that could actually happen. The real focus isn't flashy time travel. It's paranoia, control, and the consequences of knowing too much. You'll probably want to watch it more than once, and maybe even look up explanations afterward. It's confusing, but in the best possible way. Coherence. It starts with a simple dinner party. 8 friends, casual conversations, and a comet passing overhead. Sounds harmless, right? But Coherence quickly turns into something much stranger. The film unfolds almost entirely in one house, with a natural, almost improvised feel. As the night goes on, reality begins to shift in subtle but terrifying ways. The concept of parallel universes is handled in a grounded, intimate way that makes it even more unsettling. No big special effects, just confusion, suspicion, and growing paranoia. You start questioning who is who, and which version of reality is the real one. The tension builds from uncertainty rather than action. It's proof that a smart idea and strong execution can be more powerful than a massive budget.